So you want to know how to maintain a relationship in college. Whether you're in the brink of breaking up, you just got together, you've been together for a while, or you're still looking for a relationship and just want general advice, I'm here to help you out. I will literally tell you the essential tips and secrets on how to keep a long-lasting relationship even throughout challenges like college. So I just want to give you a brief introduction. My girlfriend and I, we have been dating for about 5.5 years now, and we dated in high school, went all the way through college, and now it's my graduation, and she's about to graduate this upcoming week. And we have actually managed to keep a healthy and fun relationship even throughout college. Now, a study have actually shown that 45% of college students have actually been in a romantic relationship, and the duration that it lasts is roughly about 1 year, so it's not really too long. Now, it's obviously personal opinion whether you want to date in college or not. So if you are planning to date in college or are currently dating in college, then you better stick around for these advices as they will probably save your relationship. So the first thing that I did is I made sure that I made scheduled time for each other. I know that in a relationship, you have to be making time for each other as it is kind of a commitment, but you do have to realize that school will take a good amount of your time, including exams, homework, assignments, projects, and all sorts of activities, right? So it is very, very important that you actually note down on your calendar what exact date that you're going to be seeing them. Because if you don't, and you're going to be like, oh, I want to see you next week, and I want to see you in the next couple of days or whatsoever, plans will come up, plans will get canceled, and you may not even see your significant other, right? So stick with the routine. Find a common gap. So maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend has a class on Monday, but it has a Tuesday off. And you have Tuesday off coincidentally and have classes every other days of the week. So you want to make sure that you do find that common gap. Make sure you schedule time for each other and try not to push everything back, because then it's going to snowball into a habit of just pushing everything aside. Number 2 is don't expect extravagant dates. You're in a college relationship, like you're a college student. You're not some rich millionaire who could do everything. And not only even talking about the money, you may not even have the time to do it if you want to, successfully graduate college. So many students actually make the mistake thinking that they're doing the same thing over and over again and their relationship is getting boring. But honestly, it's completely fine. A lot of people think that they should always eat out, go to amusement parks, visit all these fancy, expensive places, buy all these luxurious items, when in reality, as college students, you shouldn't really be expecting that. The best part, in my opinion, of being college students is actually the ability to go to a cafe or go to a park, go to a public place, right? And just study together, bounce off ideas, and just talk about your college life. I mean, it's not extravagant. You don't spend a lot of money. And on top of that, you get a lot of talking and communication done. So be sure that both parties understand that, especially in a college relationship, you or your partner might not have the time to always do all these fun activities. Another good advice I want to put out there is don't always be doing the same thing with the same people and the same classes and just everything the same. It's always healthy for couples, especially in college, if you do go to the same college or online college, right? You want to be doing different things and not always be following around each other. If you follow each other around literally every second of your day, you're gonna run out of things to say and you're gonna be tired of seeing them. Trust me, it happens. If you see somebody for a year straight, day to day, 365 days a year, doing the exact same thing every minute, you're gonna get tired of them. But on the other hand, if you join different and separate clubs, you're taking different classes, you have different majors and in different organizations, then when you guys get together, you will have things to talk about. There's always a new thing to talk about. Like, hey, for this club, I did this. And the other person would be like, oh, that's interesting and that's cool. And then they would bounce off all their ideas as well. So you're always listening in on new ideas, on new things and events that happened. It's common for breakups to happen like this because if you're constantly just doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're probably just gonna think the relationship has peaked and it's just probably falling off since you're just tired of seeing them all the time. Now, this one is a big common one, but it really goes a long way. And that is to communicate openly and honestly. It's very, very understandable that couples go through arguments and disagreements. I mean, me and my girlfriend, we have a couple disagreements here and there from time to time. I mean, it's just given with any other couple. Now, again, this is completely normal, but the best way to do this is to communicate effectively, especially if you're a college student. The one thing that you can do is to try your best to not ignore this person. Because as soon as you give someone the silent treatment and you have all this college homework and assignments to work on, it's really, really unlikely for you to get back to them when you wanted to get back to them. Plus, on top of that, ignoring each other really only allows room for overthinking and all these negative thoughts to build up and bottle inside your head and your significant other's head, right? So my girlfriend and I, we literally solve everything at most like a couple hours. We do not ignore each other and we always communicate effectively and openly. Now, another tip that could really help is to also set healthy boundaries. This means that if you don't want to see your significant other doing other things, then you shouldn't be doing so yourself. You always try your best not to be a hypocrite in a relationship, because this could really cause a lot of fights and a lot of finger pointing later on down the road, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. So for example, if you don't want your girlfriend or boyfriend to talk about certain people, certain topics, do certain actions, go to certain events, then you shouldn't be doing so yourself. Because then it's gonna raise up the question, like, see, if you can do it, then why can't I do it? Or they're gonna bring up the argument and start fights like, hey, you told me not to do this, but you did this yourself. A relationship should never be one-sided, and if you feel like it is, it's time to talk to your partner about it. There's always a workaround solution to everything, and you have to come up with a compromise. You should never expect everything to go your way and now start being thoughtful about the other person. Now, in a relationship, you guys should be both supporting each other. I know you and your partner could have different goals in mind. Maybe you want to be a doctor, maybe you want to be a software engineer, maybe you want to be a nurse, right? It doesn't matter what you want to be, as long as you support each other within your own respective career path. It's always great to feel recognized, and especially if you feel recognized with the person you love, like your boyfriend or girlfriend. So make sure to be understanding when times are getting hard for the other person and give them their personal space. Be a little more understanding during those hard times that they're, dealing through. Because let's be honest, college isn't always easy. And this doesn't always necessarily mean classes, right? It could also mean like just stress from, clubs, stress from friends, just, financial situations. You never know what comes up in your college years. And last but not least is to enjoy the ride. Take your time. There's no rush going anywhere. You guys are college students, and even after, I'm sure you guys will still live somewhat the same lives. And you also have other classes, work, and clubs to juggle around. So there's no need to rush a relationship at all. Like, sure, sometimes dates could get a bit bland and repetitive, especially as college students, but just be grateful that you have your significant other to accompany you along the ride. Take things one small step at a time, because the last thing you want is something that doesn't really feel natural and something that feels forced in a relationship, right? You don't want to be pushing each other on things that you guys might not be comfortable about. Like, oh, I want to move in together with you, and no one's even ready for that yet. Just learn how to move on with the little things, take things one step at a time, and I guarantee you will have a very successful college relationship. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm glad I was able to share a little part of myself to hopefully help you guys out in the long run. I know that dating in college may seem scary, especially with the commitment, but with all these tips that I've told you, as long as you apply all of them to a good amount, I'm sure you will have a very, very nice and healthy, long-lasting relationship. Now, with that being said, I thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.